Hello friends, as promised, here is my thrift haul, mostly full of vintage sewing notions, which I thought we're just going to do another fun, casual second channel video. It is your choice if you want to follow along and watch the screen and see all the fun things that I bought, or if you just want to have me running in the background to keep you company while you do something, that is equally fine. I know that this is going to come out right around the typical holiday season, so maybe you're like cramming, trying to get handmade gifts done or some last minute baking, or I don't know, whatever it is, let me know down below what it is you're working on. That is one of the fun benefits about the second channel video, is that I get to hear what it is that everybody is working on. Sometimes I even get like play-by-plays. My favorite one recently was somebody told me that they were sewing a dress because they needed to match their sister for the next morning when they both go to the same dentist and they had appointments at the same time and they wanted to wear matching outfits. So I got these like breadcrumb trails, Hansel and Gretel style, throughout my videos with the vague updates of where she was in the process. She made it in time, but she stayed up to something like 5 in the morning, so that is dedication. Anyway, let me know what it is that you're working on, or if you're just hanging out and petting your dog and paying attention to the screen, that is equally okay. So I don't even know where to start. I guess I'll start out with the winter headwear booklet, which I got for $1.99, which is kind of funny because it was originally sold for $1.95. Back in the day, I feel like I did find a year on here at some point. Let me see if I can flip through and find it now. Well, I don't actually see it, but I'll do some digging. If I find the year, it will be here on screen. It is book number 118, if that helps anybody to, you know, pin down the date specifically. But I got it because it has all this really fun, wild headwear in there, which is honestly one of the things that, like, I would consider knitting some of this. I took a look at some of the patterns, and they're pretty funny. I'm not even kidding you. I would actually consider knitting this for when we do winter work outside, because I want something that covers my ears, my neck, and everything. And I don't care if I look like a ridiculous little snow bunny. I will be warm, and that is what is most important. So then flipping through here, some various different styles of, you know, completely encompassing helmets, as they are very appropriately called. This one is super cute, a peaked hat. I have a couple winter hats that have these brims, and I do really like them, but actually I even more so I like this popcorn clutch. Very fun. I will take pictures of these by the time this video is out, and I will put all the pictures up on my Ko-fi. So if you want any of these for free, like you can, I mean, you're welcome to leave a Christmas donation if you want to, but you are not required to. I just think that if people want to knit these fun patterns, they should be able to. So here are some more of them. Flipping through, I do like the berets. I think this one is so fun. It's like combination ear warmer headband, but then it's got these fun little bands that bring it up to a pom-pom, so it's like a hybrid hat. They call it top knots, family top knots, in 4 variations, although to be fair, only one of them actually is this style. So they seem to be basically what we would call headbands. Yeah. There are so many in here that would be like really fun. Ooh, head snugs. We've got some like Fair Isle looking helmets, head snugs. I don't know what the difference is. The head snug seems to be slightly more fashionable. And then this one is also really fun. This reminds me of Christine's null binding cap that looks like a candy cane. It's red and white striped. If you are looking for a very fun, relaxing video and you have not seen her null binding hat, definitely go watch it. It's a good one. Oh, lupettes. Look at this. We've got some lupettes. That is really fun. It's like a boucle fabric, but make it a hat. That's kind of fun. You've got a crocheted beret. So if I have any crocheters out there and you would like to crochet a beret, we've got a vintage pattern. Now, fair warning, I haven't tried any of these, and vintage patterns are known to be a bit questionable in their level of instructions, but that's usually like patterns from the 40s. This looks more like it's, I don't know, 70s or 80s. Maybe more 70s. I don't know. I do really great with late Victorian and early Edwardian, and then wartime 40s fashion. And other than that, I'm clueless. Yeah, and then you've got some classic, the normal ribbed hats there, in case you want a rib toque. The tailored hat, I wish I could pull off hats because I would 1000% wear that hat. It is adorable. Yeah, and then some more options here. Angora bonnets and 2 more crocheted hats. I actually have, oh no, never mind. I was gonna say I've done a pattern similar, but I missaw the photo. So yeah, that is the thing, and will be up on Coffee if you would like to try any of these. And if you do try them, please tag me on Instagram because I love seeing it when people actually try the stuff that I post there. All right, very fun. Success, number 1. Then, okay, this is not actually vintage sewing notions, but found some nice leather shoes. They're Steve Madden's, and I got them for $10. Was looking for some real leather shoes that I could wear that were like for Germany, where winter is not nearly as severe as Canada. But the problem is that I have some Clarks that I will actually tell this story about my Clarks. I have some Clarks that I absolutely love, and I found them in a snowdrift. Actually, I found one of them in a snowdrift. So here's the thing. I'm walking canal. Imagine this. It is winter in Montreal. There are snow up to my hips. I'm walking canal and just like wandering around the plateau, and I see this shoe, the sole of a shoe, sitting in a snowdrift, just like this. And I go over because I saw it was Clark's, and I know Clark's is a really good brand, and they often have, it's high quality, they often have real leather. So I saw the Clark's on the sole, and I walk over and I pull it out, and sure enough, it is my size, and it is super stinking cute. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is clearly abandoned. And then I start digging around looking for the second pair, because if I can find the second shoe, because if I can find the second shoe to the pair, I am absolutely snagging it and going home with a free pair of shoes. And I spent about 5 minutes digging around in this snowbank and could not find it. Like, the first one was just sitting right on top, and the second one, nowhere to be seen. So I was like, okay, well, that was a shame. Close call. I almost got a free pair of shoes, but c'est la vie. And I kept walking, and I get to the end of the block, and I turn to go into the alleyway, because we often walk the alleyways because there's less salt on the sidewalk for Canal's Paws. I turn to go into the alleyway, and there in the corner is the matching Clark shoe. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if someone had a really wild night, or if somebody like me saw the shoes and like for some reason grabbed one thinking they were gonna take it and then walked a block and changed their mind. But then why would they not have taken 2 of them? I don't know. So that is my story. I had those and I wore them forever. I like kept reconditioning them and everything, but they kept pulling away and cracking here. So now they are not waterproof. I paid to have them resoled when the soles ran out. Like I've used these things to within an inch of their life, and now they are finally, I think it's time to retire them. So got some for $10 in new leather shoes. So that was very fun. That was a tangent, I realize. I hope I didn't bore anyone, but I thought it was a pretty funny story. So now if we want to get into the vintage notions, give me a sec to take all the plastic off. Fair warning, it's mostly buttons. So for $5, I got all these buttons. I will try to show you some B-roll because it's very hard to hold them all up here, but I don't have a good sense for what year these date to, but I mean, there are some really fun options in here, lots of great colors. None of them have more than 5 on them, so, and some of them have even less. That one only has 3. So I need to, you know, be judicious in what I use them for. Are there, ooh, this is fun. These 2 are matching. But that is one of the fun things about the crazy quilting that I've been doing, is that you can just use up all your random buttons if you don't have a pair, if you don't have anything you can use them for. Here are some of the other ones from that set. I kind of like the texture on those is fun. Yeah, but you can use them up in the crazy quilting, which has been so fun. And it's been something that I'm not very good at, is like the kind of organic formations of things. Like I'm much more type A, plan everything out in advance. I like things to be geometric on a grid. It's just the way that my brain is the most happy, but I love the look of the organic things. And so that was the first time playing with those buttons, was like the first time I got to really play around with like kind of these more natural formations that I didn't really plan out ahead of time. It was just like grab a button and like kind of jam it into this, what became this cool formation of buttons that I have on my bag. So that was really cool. And it's also, if you also have a bunch of buttons and you're like, I don't know what to do with them, that's one thing to do with them. And if you have other great ideas for buttons, please throw them in the comments, because, you know, a lot of times the comment section has really great suggestions. So if you have ideas, put them down there. If you're looking for ideas, go down there and see what other people have to suggest, because we've got some great crafty minds in this community. So that was the first $5 bag. This is now the second $5 bag. We have a similar assortment. So many buttons here. I just think it's so fun because these days, like, one of these packs would basically be $5, especially if somebody was selling it for vintage. But like, look, we've got these itty bitty cute little ones. I love this style. That one is super fun. We've got some good colors in here. We've got a dark blue. I saw, yeah, a light blue. That one's really fun. We've got some jean buttons still in the box. So what I'm guessing happened is, here are some of the other ones. I'm guessing that somebody is like going through their grandmother's stash or something. Like maybe somebody passed away, or, you know, someone inherited a big collection of sewing notions. Judging by the year, I'm not entirely sure what year, but you know, not in the last 20 years, let's say that. So yeah, I actually really love this combination of colors that I'm holding up. Like if I hold up the coral, the pink, the purple, and then this light blue. Let's see if I can wrangle these all here for you. Yeah, like look at that color combination. That's kind of fun. It's very almost Eastery, especially if you take away that one. Wait, if you take away that one and then we add, did I see a yellow one? No. Anyway, there we go. So that's the second bag. We'll take a break from buttons to switch to Rick Rack and Trim. Now this whole bag was only $3, which I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't fully understand the Value Village pricing system, but here we go. Again, this is something that I previously didn't use a whole bunch of like Rick Rack and Trim, but now that I'm doing the crazy quilting stuff, it's actually really fun. And there are some really cool patterns you can do. So if we want to go with bias binding, we've got, again, kind of like fun Easter colors almost. Or what is this reminding me of? This is reminding me of something very specific. I don't know. If I think of what it is, I'll put it up on screen, but they've got some great colors. Like they're going together really well. So like popsicle, creamsicle colors, that's fun. Then we've got this, which is like very almost Christmassy themed. Is it showing up on, it's having trouble catching the light. There we go. Green Rick Rack with a little bit of gold woven in there. Hopefully I can give you some B-roll so you can actually see what it looks like. A really, really wide bias binding in a green with a tiny bit of blue in it. Not quite teal, not aqua, just like a smidge of blue in that green. And then some more, twill tape. I will always collect twill tape. I do enjoy a good twill tape. And then two more Rick Racks. We've got 4 yards and we've got 2 3/4 meters in some fun colors. Again, crazy quilting. Gonna definitely have a place to put this to use. We're gonna jump to the knitting and random notions. This whole thing cost me $3 for the bag. It clearly has a bell in it. Oh, okay. Turns out it was just a knitting needle tip in a thimble that was making the bell sound. So we've got 2 thimbles, one of which is roughly the right size. It's a touch loose, but in a pinch it would work. And what about this one? This one is severely bent out of shape. But what if nope, definitely too big, because even with it bent out of shape, it's a little bit loose. Actually, maybe that's why it's bent out of shape. Somebody might have gotten creative and just pinched it onto their finger, which is honestly not a bad solution. So then we've got a couple of these like stitch holders. They look like giant safety pins to slip your stitches on. This is super useful, and also I can demonstrate. There's the knitting needle tip lock, which is kind of handy because I do travel a lot with my knitting, so it is nice if I can just jam some rubber tips on there so that my stitches don't fall off in my bag, because that has happened before. And then this, I don't know what it is, but it's by Dritz, so it's definitely either sewing or fiber arts related. It is a soapstone refill. It says it's, oh, let's read. Natural #1 select grade soapstone. Soapstone. Safe for all fabrics, ideal for marking dark fabrics. Oh, interesting. Marks rub off when no longer needed. Soapstone is a naturally soft, delicate substance. Handle it carefully. If it breaks, small pieces can be used in marker or by hand. Okay, so it's for marking dark fabric. All right, I learned something new today because I've been sewing for decades and never heard of soapstone. Gonna have to give that a try. And then this is something that caught my eye. It is a turner and creaser, which looks kind of like just a giant null binding needle to me, but I actually use a knitting needle for this. I have a knitting needle. If you watched my video about my sewing table, I went on and on about how much I love the tray that catches all my miscellaneous sewing notions for any given project, and I always have a knitting needle laying on that tray to do exactly this, which is like to turn out the corners. But now I have an official turner and creaser. This is no better than a knitting needle, but it came in part of the bundle. Then onto our third $5 thing. My battery's low, so let's see if I can get through all these buttons before the battery dies. Again, a lot of different fun colors. They're kind of like a ombre almost. This is really fun. I'll try to show you these in some better lighting. Got some yellow. Ooh, we got doubles. Yes. All right, so now we've got 10 of that. That's always fun. And yeah, just some fun colors here. I'll show you some B-roll so you can get a good look at what they all look like. But let me tell you, I'm definitely going to be set on vintage buttons for a long time. Buttons of any kind. Expect to see buttons on everything. Also, I know somebody is probably going to tell me that I should put these in my vintage mason jar, but I want to keep them on the card, and I feel like in the mason jar it would look better if they were loose and floating, so I probably will not be putting these in the mason jar. Next, we've got what I would call truly a hodgepodge of random notions for $3. So let's open it and see what we've got. Ooh, all right, this is gonna be fun. So we have so many snaps. 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards, and ooh, 6 cards with a very vintage looking one. That's pretty fun for sure. Click It stylized. Are these actually the laundry proof snap fastener with exclusive floating ring, no sewing required, just tap on. Okay, so that's kind of fun. So a couple of these are yeah, you don't have to sew them on. You can just they have teeth that bite into the fabric, so you don't have to sew these guys. And then these 5 are like the classic, you have to sew them on. But honestly, I paid $3 for the whole bag, and that's like the price of one of these. Plus it also came with, where did it go? Came with a bunch of cheap hooks and eyes. They're not like amazing quality, but they'll do for certain circumstances. You don't always need industrial grade hooks and eyes. That was fun. And then these, I love these. These are self-cover buttons. We've got a couple kits, the classic Dritz, and then a brand that I don't recognize. And these are really fun. Oh, and we've got another really vintage looking one. 39 cents to make your own self-covered buttons. Just tuck in and close. I love the packaging, honestly, as much as I love the actual notions in and of themselves. It's so fun. Dry cleanable, rust proof, washable. No way. So fun. These are really fun because if you're doing any vintage sewing, like this was really something that you saw all the time or quite often in vintage clothing. So that's kind of a fun way to make your modern day clothes look a little bit more vintage. Yeah, very fun. Okay, definitely hands down worth $3. I don't think anyone can argue against that. And then one of the other reasons I went to the thrift store is to pick up some more of the books in the Outlander series. This is my second time reading them. I have all of them somewhere, but they're kind of scattered throughout a couple different countries. So wanted to have a couple here to read in Nova Scotia because I do a lot of reading here in Nova Scotia. Oh, we've got some Christmas colors. That's fun. Very fun. So then, what do we have left? Do we have any more buttons? No, we have only the rickrack and then the basket itself. I guess we'll do the basket itself first. Oh, and the bread knife. This was also another main reason we went to the thrift store, was to get a bread knife to cut insulation, bats of insulation. Cuts really well with a bread knife, but we didn't want to, we'd already dulled one bread knife and we didn't want to use our good one, so our good one. We don't have a good bread knife. We have a slightly better bread knife that matches the set that we picked up at the thrift store, and we didn't want to use that one. So $3 got us a new bread knife to dull. But yeah, here's the basket that I got. It was, how much was it? This was by far the most expensive thing that I got. I got for $10 basically. I got this basket. It's pretty large. Like I would say it's, 12 by 16 roughly. I am a sucker for a good wicker basket. And what I love is that, you can just make a new liner for this. I did this again in my sewing room, the sewing room video. Although I think that might have been the video that nobody actually watched. There was the video about making the sewing table that got a ton of views, but the video immediately before that, which is like getting my room ready to turn it into like the dream space, which was equally just as fun of a video, did not get hardly any views, but I put, I had a couple wicker baskets that didn't have any lining and they had goofy shapes. They had like angled walls and stuff, and I made some liners for them out of this super cute fabric with like little owls on it. Yeah, so that's kind of one of my favorite things about these, is you can just so easily make new linings for them to customize them to any room. So got that for the house. And then last up, some fun rickrack and stuff. So this is $4. This is the only thing here that's been $4. Everything else is $5 or $3. So I don't know, but let's tear into it. And this one I grabbed, so this is the reason that I grabbed it, was because this one caught my eye. I think that is just so fun. It's on a very like handmade card. I don't think the card goes with it. No, it's the cardboard is for a Motorola cordless phone. So somebody is doing very much like me and just recycling some cardboard to wrap this very cute lacy trim on. Very fun there. Then we have some more bias tape. Oh, that's fun. This one's labeled 2 pieces. I love seeing those like little traces of the previous sewists that have come before me. So in terms of bias tape, we've got the light blue. This is actually aqua. This has a tinge of green in it for sure. So light blue, aqua-ish, a little bit of black, little bit of actual green. Can you see that? Yeah, there we go. And then this one is another hodgepodge. We've got red with polka dots, kind of like mustardy orange, and then a very dark navy blue over there. So there's those guys. And then we've got a little bit of lace. 3 different colors of lace, different shades of red. This one's a very dark like burgundy, and then like very bright fire engine, and then kind of in the middle like robin color. I don't know. I'm not a big lace person, and I'm not a big red person, but you never know with the crazy quilting. And then I thought this pattern was super fun too. This also looks like it's on the Motorola. Yes, it is. So more recycled cardboard and a very fun pattern. So yeah, that's basically what I came up with. And then I also got this, but you guys saw that in the main channel video. I'm so excited about this, legitimately. This is like exactly what I was kind of daydreaming to find. So yeah, that was my thrift haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly had fun shopping for all of it and then sharing it with you. So let me know what your favorite thing was. Let me know if you were one of my accountability buddies. Let me know where you're at the end of this video. If you are got some fun plans cooking, share them with us. And with that, I'm gonna sign off and catch you in the next video. Bye.